Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Transformers fans everywhere, welcome back. LPS, Last Prime Speculator, here to bring you another speculation as always. Today's focus on our speculation will be the new leaked image from Entertainment Weekly of the new Decepticons to the Transformers live action universe family. That would be Shatter and DropKick. These two Decepticons were shown in Entertainment Weekly and have created a lot of buzz in the Transformers community. We're going to be speculating about them, and we're going to be learning about who they are and what they could be. What was Travick Knight's ideas for making these characters, and where do they come from? What's their story? If you're new to this channel, make sure to consider subscribing, hit that bell and that notification to stay updated with all the Bumblebee speculation, spoilers, and news. With all that out of the way, guys, let's get right into the video. We're going to start out with DropKick. DropKick is an AMC Javelin. Who is DropKick? Let's learn who DropKick actually is. DropKick. DropKick is a Decepticon who really did not want to come to land on lame old Earth, but Megatron forced him. If he had his way, he'd be back on Cybertron right now at this point, sitting alone in the dark and feeling angry. He doesn't really get why folks are so interested in the Allspark, or why the Autobots are such troublemakers. But one thing DropKick likes is making things go boom. So he might as well entertain himself by doing that while he's left alone. DropKick is from the IDW comics, and he's also had a toy back in the 2007-9. So we know who DropKick is. DropKick is actually a known Transformer in the Transformers continuity in the Transformers universe itself. But who is Shatter? Shatter is a brand new female Decepticon. The first female Decepticon we've seen in the Transformers live action universe. Shatter is a brand new character. But Shatter had to come from somewhere. There had to be some influences, some ideas, some Transformers, some female Decepticons that Shatter could have been created. So I'm going to provide you a couple of ideas who Shatter could have been created of influences from of female Decepticons. Diabla. When it comes to the Decepticons, there's Vindictive and then there's Diabla. Small and unassuming at first glance. Unsuspected Autobots facing her will find that her deep-seated hatred comes in many forms. Diabla's long-range ordnance can be obliterated in an opponent's unwares, but for a close encounter, this fate-filled fury and can finish them off with her virus-infused arm blades. Slipstream. Slipstream is a female Decepticon who fought on Cybertron during the early days of the Autobot and Decepticon War. She is a seeker who specializes in sarcasm and stinging insults hidden behind a thin variety of humor. Starscream himself finds her relatively unreadable. The Starscream clone that raises the most questions for Starscream possesses considerable strategies, thinking, and a bit of a sense of humor, and a short temper. Like all clones, she represents an aspect of the original Starscream's personality. Particularly, everything she ever says to the original Starscream is an insult of some form. Her ideas of Starscream are not that high, even though she's the closest representative of Starscream himself. Flamewar. Flamewar is one of the last of the original Decepticons army, having served through the rule of the original Megatron in as many ways as her body and mind will let her. She has a wide variety of skills, from a spy to a sabotager to even a scientist, which keep her quite busy during the Decepticon ranks. She longs for the return of those days of the glory and conquest, but she has a little hope of such things happening. She finds herself remaining Decepticons' generals, pale emissions, and short-sighted power mongers, so she can hitch her wagon onto the high rankings of the Cybertronian Council. So there's a couple of ideas for you where I believe that Shatter, this red Plymouth, could have been created for these three Decepticons. This could be the ideas that Travis Knight actually used to create Shatter. Now let's break down this little, these photos of these two amazing looking Decepticons. Now right away, you see Shatter, and she looks absolutely amazing. What's so ironic though is if I were to see Shatter just flat out, I would not expect her to be a female based off the face. The reason why I say based off the face is because the face right here is extremely menacing. You can see the chin, like the eyes. It looks like a skull almost. In my opinion, looking at this, Shatter from the face figure looks like an assassin almost, an idea of an actual assassin. Now, after studying Shatter real deeply, I'm starting to wonder if Shatter actually could be a triple changer. Now, she's already been confirmed to be the Red Plymouth, but what's so ironic and throws me to say that is because if you look at her shoulder blade, you could see the idea what I believe would be a wing or a propeller. That could be an idea what we learned about Diablo of her furious blades, the blades that she uses. That could be actually her primary weapon, that those blades actually becomes her main arsenal, just like we learned from Diablo. where Shatter could use that to, you know, in a way, attack Autobots and kill Autobots. That could be her primary weapon. What's also ironic, though, is if you look at her study, once you actually look at her body, you can see the Plymouth thing, you see it on her chest, you see the lights, and you can kind of start seeing the female form on this. She looks she looks definitely female-ish, but still very simplified. This gives her a little bit of a, in my eyes, very similar to a bounty hunter in a way. If you look at her legs, though, you can see the vent exhaust, which makes me think about her being some sort of triple changer, maybe some sort of jet or a helicopter in a way. And you can also see on the back of her shoulder blades, she also has turbines. I see more plane air arsenal than I do car. I see the car, the Plymouth on the chest and everything, and you know, the side of her arms and everything. But I see this as a triple changer, where I actually think that she could take the form of the Plymouth as well as a plane of some sort. And the wings and the exhaust could be some idea for weapons. Maybe the exhaust itself could be her shield too. I want to give a shout out for Andy on this. He was throwing a couple of speculations on, because what we did, we speculate. We threw the triple changer out. But he thinks that possibly Shatter could be a bitter girlfriend, possibly of Bumblebee. And that's why she wants vengeance. And maybe they had some sort of relationship back in the day on Cybertron. That's an idea. I'm also going to throw out something as well, that maybe DropKick and Shatter, who we'll talk about DropKick in a sec, maybe they actually are a couple. Maybe they actually work together, and an idea that they are actually dating, right? That these two itself could be a couple. At this time, during the 80s, Shatter could actually be the leader of the Decepticons, right? If this is a prequel, and Megatron is still, you know, under Sector 7 control, what if she is actually the leader of the Decepticons? Remember, we learned in a little bit of the TF education we went over with Slipstream that she is like the clone of Starscream, but her and Starscream beef all the time. She makes fun of him. She can't stand him. She's got a similar personality to Starscream. Now, what I'm saying is, what if Shatter actually is, at this time, Megatron's right-hand woman? That she is actually Commander Shatter, and Starscream himself is maybe still, in a way, still second in command, right? Where that's why they could actually beef so much. And it would also create a good character development for the audience, and something we've never seen. We've never seen a female Decepticon as a leader. And also, it'd be cool to see that character trait of two jealous and drive for hunger of leadership against Shatter and Starscream, right? That's why I believe that this could be Megatron's right-hand woman. Now let's look at DropKick. When I first looked at DropKick and I started analyzing DropKick, I see a lot of influences of Stinger from Age of Extinction. If you look at the face, you see the chin, you see the facial, and even the top part of his head. That look like it looks very similar to, maybe they got the idea of the Stinger concepts, not the Stinger movie, but if you remember the concept art of Stinger from Transformers Age of Extinction, I can kind of see where possibly they got DropKick's image off of him in a way, very simplified too. Also, you could see the wing parts where the doors are. I believe, again, that some ideas of Bumblebee and Stinger have some sort of history. This is a new, prequel thing, that maybe this was the rivalry at one point before we got to know Barricade and Bumblebee, right? Also, what I noticed when I looked at DropKick on this too, is if you look in the back of where his back is located at, you can see what I believe is like some sort of window, and I think it's also similar, again, to a jet, where possibly, I'm gonna throw another speculation out there. What if these two can become a combiner? You know, I see a lot more of it in Shatter with the triple changer with the airplane, but I also see some hint on DropKick as well. Or what if they become a jet and they combine? Because I see the top part of the cockpit on DropKick's back. If you see something else, let me know in the comments. I just thought that was very interesting, that I did see a little bit of a plane of some sort, of a jet more on DropKick, and I see more of the helicopter on Shatter. But you also see DropKick, you see the tires, you see on his elbow, his shoulder blades. Both of these Decepticons look absolutely beautiful. They're extremely simplified, they're extremely well put. In this little image, I already can see personality. I already think this is a way better start. With the Michael Bay Decepticons, who I did like, they were a tad bit too pointy. You know what I'm saying? They were too sharp edges and everything. It almost makes you feel when the Autobots are fighting them, they would instantly get cut from, the blades. These are very more simplified and more humanized in a way, which I like, and I'm a little suspect at times, but I kind of, if they're going the way I think they're going, I'm totally cool with it, man. Now, other thing I wanted to point out is the scenery that they're at. This scenery they're at, we see him running, we see him chasing. I believe that they're chasing after Bumblebee from the trailer. If you notice, we saw Bumblebee come down from, you know, when I throw my breakdown, he was jumping off of something. But this scene right here, I believe this is where Bumblebee is in what I call his rage mode. We see him in his wasp looking. He's got the honeycomb eyes, the bee look and everything. That this scene itself could be a final battle. This could also be the event and the scene where maybe Starscream comes in, right? Maybe that this is the actual scene where Starscream could arrive. That basically, what if these two are actually seekers? They could be actual seekers, but instead of being, you know, they let us think we're cars, they could also be planes and an actual combiner, right? This is taking place before the arrival of Earth, the Transformers 2007 movie. That's something to keep out of mind. But also, when I look at this scenery, I don't know what it was, if it's just because I started binge watching again on Netflix, Transformers Prime, but when I'm thinking of these two characters, Starscream, Bumblebee coming down, you know, remember, I think there's a lot of Transformers Prime references in this. You remember when we saw Bumblebee being chained up and he had those poles in his stomach, which I believe was on Sector 7 control? The reason why I'm comparing this to Transformers Prime is, if you recall, on the very first couple of episodes, I believe The Darkness Rises of Transformers Prime, Cliffjumper found a similar spot in a scene where Decepticons were actually digging up Energon. And where I'm getting at this is that, what if this movie itself is still focusing on an artifact, but actually an important artifact, where actually the focus is they're seeking of Energon for the arrival of their master of Megatron, because maybe they don't know he's still on Earth yet. Where this looks like the same exact scene where Cliffjumper actually found all that Energon and actually became captured, and Starscream ended up killing him instead of Cliffjumper. Maybe this is Bumblebee's scouting mission, where he's scouting Energon and scouting these Decepticons that are harvesting Energon, where it actually all makes sense. And again, the Transformers Prime references, we saw Bumblebee, you know, transform when he's being held. He had the Transformers Prime thing, Prime face look on, in his battle mess when he got all ticked off and looked like he was about to break captivity and being held hostage. I believe that there is a lot of Transformers Prime references. Well, what if this movie that Shatter and DropKick are actually defending is they're in search of Energon, and they're trying to stop Bumblebee from gathering the intel from the Autobots to know that there is Energon on Earth. That's always been the connection with Earth and Cybertron, is the Energon on this planet, of planet Earth. But as you can see, both of these Decepticons are absolutely beautiful. Again, we see Shatter. Again, when I'm saying a triple changer, you see the exhaust on her legs, and we also see the turnbites on her shoulder blades. And DropKick is very similar stature to what I believe Stinger. But I look at this, and these are beautiful. I think Travis Knight actually did his homework, and I couldn't be more excited to see that new trailer and this movie coming out. I cannot wait, guys. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of this picture, if you guys notice any little things and everything. So hope you guys enjoyed that TF education and breakdown of Shatter and DropKick. I'm very excited. I want to let you know, guys, the reason on the delay is I had some technical difficulties. My computer Spark decided to crash on me, and that was the reason on the delays. But everything's all fixed. I'll be bringing out Transformers content. And thank you guys so much for doing the Bumblebee Speculation Twitter poll on my channel. I let my community decide on Twitter which video they wanted to see, and they chose the Bumblebee Speculation, and this thing fell right in my lap. So actually, guys, well done voting on the Bumblebee Speculations. But the best way to keep in contact with me 24/7 would be follow me on Twitter at Prime Speculator, follow me on Instagram at Last Prime Speculator, and also like my new Facebook page on Facebook for Last Prime Speculator. Social media is the best way that I can stay in contact with you guys and let you know reasoning what's going on. You can also see the future videos coming out. I also let you guys decide what videos are coming out next. So make sure to follow me on all my major social media networks. To my subscribers, again, I love you guys so much. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, and that notification. Don't forget to like the video and share it. That way you can stay updated with all the Bumblebee speculation, spoilers, news, and all that good stuff. To my subscribers, again, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of Shatter and DropKick. This is LPS here to bring you another Bumblebee speculation. Peace.